This is found money. I want to parlay it. I want to make a big score. Oh, you mean you want to lose it?
You can't just ignore the bet. It's a bet. Bet on the bet. If you lose, you lose the bet.
Off the wagon?
I think it's off the wagon.
I think it's on the wagon.
Welcome back to At the Station, the show where we dig deep into pop culture trends in order to discover the hidden communities within. This week, we will continue our exploration into daily fantasy sports, turning our attention to MMA. Last night was UFC Fight Night 105. Nate and I placed our bets and are ready to discuss both our picks and the results. Later, we'll shift our focus onto NASCAR with the Daytona 500 coming up. But first, as always, I'm Jay Zarecki, and alongside me is Nate Boris. Let's board this train.
All right, let's board it.
What's up, buddy?
Wait, we already boarded it. We're just going to stay on the train.
Well,
We're just going to stay on the DFS train.
I mean, we have so we have cereal. We should probably bring that up. We've talked everyone's ear off about it already, but we're going to be recording a serial episode on March 6th. Basically, somebody killed Heyman Lee, and we need to decide whether or not the man who was tried and convicted of it really did it. So we're going to have a discussion of 5 people. 2 of us are going to take the side of innocent. 2 of us are going to take the side of guilty. We're going to have a moderator. At the end of our debate, we'll take votes, and whoever gets the winning vote, that side wins, and that's who wins our board bet.
Sounds good.
Sounds kind of irresponsible to have a whole debate just for a board bet, but that's okay.
That's fine. So, how was your weekend?
I had kind of a busy week. I don't know if you've ever heard me complain, but I can't see anymore. I don't know if I'm just getting old or if sitting in front of a computer all day has deteriorated my eyes, but I can't see anything.
Well, that's not good. Did you go to the ophthalmologist? Optometrist?
Yeah, so here's how it started. I grew up in the country, kind of cornfields. I live 60 miles south of Chicago, 30 miles south of 80.
Now people are going to know where we live, and they're going to try and kill us.
They can figure it out. But anything past 80, south of 80 on 55, is all cornfield. And that means there's no stoplights, no oncoming traffic, nothing. And at night, I can see perfectly fine. I can see a deer from 2 miles away, no problem. We moved into the suburbs in the city, and I can't see a damn thing at night. I feel like I'm completely blind. Any oncoming car, any stoplights, I cannot make out the lines on the road. So my wife has been giving me shit for a long time. You know, she won't let me drive after a certain time when the sun goes down, which is crazy because I think it's illegal for women to drive after 6 p.m.
That's awful.
Yeah, that was a joke. But so I don't drive anymore. Over the last 2 months, I've noticed that if I'm standing 10 to 15 feet away from something, I can't read the letters, like the computer screen or anything. So we went to the optometrist. I explained everything to her. Do you go to the eye doctor? Have you ever been to the eye doctor?
No.
No. That's
I mean for the DMV, but
that's what I said too. Like I've never had any reason to go to the eye doctor. We took a test probably in grade school or something. They gave me 20/20 vision. I never had to go back for my whole life. So I told her that. She thought that was completely normal. My wife thought I was crazy that I've never been there.
My favorite are the people that are like, I've got 40/40 vision. It's like, it doesn't work like that.
It might. I don't know. I haven't done enough research. Because listen, she gave me this.
20/20 is like the best vision you can have.
She gave me this little card, and it has like numbers on it. Like you have to read the letters going across, and they get smaller and smaller, and they have numbers on it. And I was able to read all the way down to line 25, meaning I have 20/25 vision. One of my eyes is stronger than the other, but it's better than 20/20. So how far can that really go? Can you be like Superman?
Well, no, that's worse. The lower the numbers, the better. I'm pretty
No,
sure.
You're insane.
No, I'm pretty sure that's right.
I don't know. Anyway, so it turns out my vision's fine. I just have astigmatism.
I'm gonna Google that after the show, and then if I'm wrong, I'm not putting it in.
You're just gonna cut
Yeah,
this
I'm
whole part
cutting it,
out.
Yeah.
It just turns out that I have astigmatism, and my eye has trouble focusing at night. So I'm gonna need night glasses. I'm gonna have to wear glasses in order to drive my car.
Like night vision goggles?
No, just regular ugly glasses. Can I tell you something really quick?
Do I have a choice?
I think astigmatism is made up and it's a scam.
Just to make money?
Yeah, like when did you first hear the word astigmatism? Because I feel like it's only been for the last 10 or 15 years.
Like, sure.
Like all of a sudden, LASIK starts coming out. They can fix people's eyes. You don't have to wear glasses anymore. And then the doctors come out and they're like, oh no, your eye is now misshapen and you have to wear glasses no matter what for life. There's nothing you can do about it. You have astigmatism.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
It's where your eye is shaped funny.
Misshaped?
But they just discovered it like 10 years ago because they just want to take your money.
Oh.
Yeah, see?
Well, I feel like when you go to the dentist, you ever go to the dentist and then they fix what the problem is, and then you go back and then you're like, ow, something next to that hurts.
Every time I go to the dentist, my teeth hurt.
So then they're just like...
It's always a different thing.
Yeah, they just like...
It's like, yeah, I'm going to fill this cavity and chip the tooth next to it.
Yeah, so that way I'll see you in 6 months.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I don't know if they do this at your dentist, but my dentist uses like a little shocking laser. It's like electricity that he uses to chip away your teeth instead of a drill, and he doesn't give you any medicine. So he's just in there just like electrifying your tooth.
All right, let's change the subject.
Oh my God, it's crazy. And I don't know. It's weird because he doesn't put anything in my mouth, so I just have to hold it open.
That's what she said.
It doesn't even make any sense.
I know.
Did you happen to try the Big Mac? The new
We already
Grand
talked
Mac?
about this.
We said that it came out. I didn't know if you tried it.
It was okay.
It was okay.
Yeah.
It looks a lot like the Whopper to me. Is that what it is? Just like a big flat piece of meat?
Yeah, it's just
Gross.
flattened out.
The only reason I asked is because I came up with a good idea today, and I want to know if you think it's gross or not. A fish mac.
Ew.
You think that's gross?
Yeah, I used to work at McDonald's for a long time, and I probably worked there for like 5+ years, and the only sandwich that I never, ever had was the fish fillet.
You've never eaten it?
Never had it.
We went to McDonald's one time, and they gave us the wrong order, and so we got to keep what we were given when they replaced it. One of the things in the bag that they gave us was a fillet of fish sandwich, and I had never tried it, so I said, "What?" Because I was never going to pay for it.
Right.
But I said, "What the hell?" And I ate it. It's really good.
Ew.
No, it is really good.
Ew.
So now think of a fish sandwich
Nope.
with pickles and mac sauce on it.
Ew.
A fish mac.
Ugh.
Oh, I think I'm gonna try it one day. They should have came out with that instead of the Grand Mac.
They had the double fish fillet.
I think they'll have it again. It's going to be Easter soon. It's Fat Tuesday is on February 28th. Ash Wednesday is on the 1st. And then Easter is, I think, the 16th of April or something. So they're going to have all that fish stuff coming back out for Lent.
What are you going to be giving up for Lent?
Life? I don't know.
I don't remember what I don't usually do anything for Lent.
Maybe I'll give up this podcast.
That's rude.
We're 2 seconds in and I'm already going to quit. All right. You got anything else going on?
Oh,
you know what I had to do today? See, now I'm talking my ear off. You start. What did you do this week?
This week or this weekend?
Well, since last time we recorded.
Since the last time we recorded?
Mm-hmm.
Not a whole lot. Job interviews and just relaxing.
Yeah, that must be nice.
Yeah, it is nice.
Did you see that picture I tweeted out today? Having to be at work at a 60-degree day.
Yeah.
Seeing all your friends' activities on Snapchat, and I'm just sitting here like...
That's what happens, though.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that bad.
I was going to say, because I tweeted out, I was forced to open up my Twitter, A, for the show, but B, because you tweeted out the little drawing I had of the owl 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, the bad drawing.
Yeah, and then your buddy was making fun of me, so I had to...
Defend yourself?
Yeah, I had to defend myself. I had to open up my Twitter, which... I don't know, maybe a year ago, I went and I changed my profile picture to something generic, and I deleted my name, and I just let it sit so everyone would forget I had a Twitter, but I could still follow everybody.
Like a creep.
Yeah. It's not that I don't want to tweet. It's just I have a really hard time of coming up with things to say, but it's really remembering to tweet Like, I'll remember everything at like 9 o'clock at night and then tweet out like 8 things, but then feel like that's shitty because if I only tweet one at one time, like no one's going to follow me. You got to do it throughout the day.
Right.
I have an idea for an app based on that. This could possibly be a thing already that I don't know about, but they need to have an app where you can like set up scheduled things for your phone to set alerts to you, but not just straightforward. You'd say like, hey, remind me twice a day to tweet, and then at random intervals throughout the day, they'll say, hey, did you tweet today?
Yeah, my phone does that.
But not at a certain time, just like randomly. So
Yeah.
like on one day it'll be like 7 o'clock, and then the next day it will be like 1:30. Or like you could set it and say like, hey, once a week, remind me to call my mom, but don't do it at the same time so she doesn't know that I have a reminder set up. Like just organically tell me to do it.
Let's see. Let's find out. That's interesting.
Or
Hold on.
how I think
Siri.
I need to do it.
Siri, remind me to call my mother every day at a different time.
No, Siri's awful.
I'll start reminding you.
You think she's going to do it?
Let's see.
Or like remind me to text one of my friends like once every 15 days. So it looks like I'm trying to fulfill like social obligations. This is what I decided you could do, by the way. You could create this app for people that they could set reminders and be reminded. And I came up with a name for it. Ready?
Yep.
The name is I'm a piece of shit who has no clue how to fulfill social obligations. The app.
The app. That's a
Yeah.
long app.
You know, because I need reminded to interact with people.
She didn't do it at different times. Apple's a piece of shit.
No, but you know what I'm saying? Because if it's at different times, it looks organic. If it's at the same time every day, you just look like you're a robot. Did you go outside this weekend?
I did.
What'd you do?
I walked with my
Pokemon?
with my godson.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. Yeah, we did too. We went to the park both days. It was 60 degrees in Chicago this weekend, and I don't know. It's probably warm for everybody, but definitely for Chicago, it's like the middle of summer. People were out in t-shirts and shorts, saw flip-flops, and every house was grilling. We made cheeseburgers.
Outside?
Yeah. I made burgers on the grill yesterday.
No, you didn't.
Hey, I also installed blinds in my house.
No, you didn't.
So I had like a
You're gonna have to post a
super
tweet a
handyman
picture,
day.
otherwise it never happened.
They were blinds that I bought like 6 months ago and just got around to installing.
So you hired
So-
somebody to do it.
No, I totally did it. It didn't take much time. I actually had 3 different ones to install, like a middle one and then 2 accent ones on the side,
Yeah.
but they looked awful, so only the middle one's up with curtains next to it.
It's a good thing you don't have a cat.
You know, I wanted to ask you about that. This was on my list for when we got to the news, but that's okay. So in San Francisco, they passed a law that pet stores can only sell shelter dogs. They're not allowed to sell like purebred dogs from breeders and stuff. But what I wanted to ask you was, do you even like dogs?
Yeah, they're okay.
Like, would you ever own a dog?
Not singly, no. I don't
No.
think so.
I love
Unless it was like, I think I would be more inclined to have something exotic, like I would want like a teacup pig, or like.
that's not a dog.
Well, no, that's what I mean. Like I would want something more like.
Like a wiener dog.
Well, no, like a teacup pig or like a hedgehog, something that's like
An armadillo.
something weird and unique. Like a monkey would be too much, I think.
Monkeys are hard to take care of.
Right.
Once they hit puberty, they'll like rip your eyes out.
But a teacup pig, how awesome!
Those are cute.
How awesome would that be?
Man, I would
Just have a
love
little
to-
pig just walking around your apartment. Name him Babe.
I was just thinking, throw them in the backyard with a little wooden house.
And then if he acts
some
up,
mud.
bacon.
Delicious.
It's a win-win. Wilbur. Name him Wilbur. Or Freddie Prinze Jr.
Did you see the video? I think it was online this morning. It was Steve Irwin's kid.
Didn't he die?
No, well, Steve Irwin died, the
Yeah.
crocodile hunter. It was his son, who's like 12 now or something, and he was on a talk show with a little armadillo. This kid has more social skills in like showmanship than I think I ever will.
Did the armadillo turn on him?
No, he was like tickling it and making it make noises. You didn't see that?
No.
It was like on the top of YouTube and Facebook today.
Nope.
Nope. All right, you want to get into the news?
Yeah.
Catch me outside. How about that?
Okay.
No response to that.
Okay. An article from Business Insider.
Mm-hmm.
They stated that 30% of one-night stands end up as long-term relationships.
Okay.
Do you believe that's true?
Yes.
Yeah, me too. And here's why. Because when you first meet somebody, the only reason you're going to go any further with a relationship with them, even as a friend, is if you're attracted to them in some way.
I don't believe that.
You don't?
No.
Like, what about meeting girls at our age? Like, if you're going to go out and find a girl to date, like at a bar or something,
Let me give you an example.
you're not going to approach her unless you find her attractive.
True, but let me give you an example.
Okay.
Say, like that show Catfish, for example.
Okay, but that's the internet, but go on.
Well, right. Well, say like your life is so sad and sorry that you have to resort to social media, like social contacts as a form of having friendship.
Okay.
And then you actually, end up meeting somebody and they're not who they say they are. Say that happens. But you invest, like on the show, like people invest like years.
You invest your time into them.
Right. So, I mean, at that point, looks are regardless, because at the end of the time, like half of the time on that show, those people end up still remaining friends because of the stuff that they've shared via conversation.
I think, especially in today's age, you are foolish if you spend more than 1 week talking to someone online without meeting them face to face.
Oh, I completely agree.
Or like even on Skype face to face. Because the problem is when you're talking over email and just through text, you create an image of them in your head. Even if you've seen a picture of them, like you manipulate it to be who you think they are. And then when you see them in person and they're completely different, like it's just going to destroy your whole relationship. It's never going to match up. You have to do it like within the first week.
Yeah, I've never been catfished or anything like that, but I mean, if you were, like, why would you agree to be on that show and be humiliated like that?
Well, it's the same reason people are on Cops. Like, A, you want to be on TV.
That's
B,
not.
they're
They
probably
have no.
paying
They
you.
have no control over that, though.
On Cops?
Yeah.
No, they can deny being on there, and then they either have to blur them off or not use that footage.
Right, blur them off, but it's not like they're signing up being like, okay, film me doing this.
Well, no,
stupid.
but the Catfish. Oh, I guess the Catfish people were.
Right.
I don't know. I've only seen that show a couple times. That was a silly premise too. Like half the time, it seemed all like a setup.
Well, it was based off a documentary.
Yeah, I never actually. What was the big twist at the end of that? Did you see that?
The documentary or the show?
The documentary.
That
'Cause-
there was no girl.
So it was a guy.
No, it was her mom.
It was the girl's mom was talking to.
No, there was no girl.
So whose
So
mom
the-
was it?
The mom. Like, it was just a mom.
Of who?
Like,
So
an older lady.
No, so it was just like a 50-something housewife who was
Right.
bored who catfished the dude.
I believe that's right, yeah. And there was no sister.
Mhm. I remember hearing reviews about that movie when it first came out, and everything people would say is like, oh, there's a twist at the end. Obviously, she's not who she said she was, because that's the whole premise of the movie. But it doesn't turn out that she was insanely fat or like a crazy person, but you'll have to see it in order to figure out what happened.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
And
what
then
happened was
but I
he
was
got catfished, and then he met them, and that's how he know he got catfished. But they had like a profile or something, but that person didn't exist.
Okay. So
I think that was like a double twist. I believe. It was a while since I seen that movie. That was like 2 or 3 years ago.
I remember on the show what would happen a lot of time is they would use a picture of someone they knew from high school or something. So the person being catfish could actually track down the actual person, but they weren't talking to them ever. They had no relationship.
Well, you can
with
still
them.
do that now. Google image search. You can just take any image on your computer and search it through Google, and it'll show you like images, and if it was there, because that's how people originate like memes and stuff like that, like how people get credit for creating memes.
Yeah, go back to the beginning. Get the highest quality image so you can. Oh my God, we're getting off rails. Have you ever been to on Reddit high quality GIFs
Yeah.
and seen like those guys are crazy how much they do? My point with the long-term relationship thing was the only reason that you start talking to a girl in the first place is because you're attracted to her. And when you're starting a relationship, all you're thinking about is like getting to the end game, like getting them in bed. But if you do that up front, and you still want to hang out with her the next day, like that's the best basis of filling a relationship, because then you're not after anything. Like, you're telling the truth for the first time. You're not just saying what you can to get her in bed.
Maybe.
I think everyone should hook up like as soon as possible.
Yeah, it's like test driving a car.
Yeah, that's exactly right. It is like test driving a car, and then if you like that car, you buy it. If you like that car, you're gonna buy it.
Yeah, I mean, as bad as that sounds, that's what it is essentially.
All right,
We just lost our clean rating on iTunes.
that's okay. They don't check as we get pulled.
Yeah, right.
The Disney CEO came out and said there was too many commercials on ESPN and ABC. The only thing I have to say to that is, duh. Like, have you not seen Netflix?
That's why all the basketball players and all that are getting these huge deals now, because the TV money's starting to roll in. And, I mean, that's all from advertising, so.
Do you watch basketball games live, or do you come in after the fact and watch the highlights or the...
It depends on, like, marquee games, like, for this year, like, any Golden State, Oklahoma City versus each other, like, I'll watch those games. A lot of like, Golden State and Cleveland, like, any of the good matchups I'll watch. I haven't been watching the Bulls, though. They've just been bad.
But what I was going to say is, with the too many commercial things, I don't watch sports or TV that much, but I do watch wrestling. I watch WWE Raw and SmackDown. And a lot of people who watch that say that they don't even bother watching it live anymore. They wait for the next day for the Hulu upload, because instead of being 3 hours with commercials, it's a 90-minute show, no commercials.
Yeah.
So I thought that might be what you'll end up doing with sports.
No, because I have too much stuff.
You need to watch it live.
Yeah, I have too much stuff on the line usually. If I have interest in a game, it's because I have money on the line.
And so you'll sit through the commercials and not care.
Yeah.
How often do you actually sit and watch the commercials, though?
All the time.
Like,
well,
you're not,
well,
like,
no, like,
no,
if,
as
if
opposed to playing on your phone. Like,
No,
how often are you
never.
paying attention?
Never, usually, unless it's like the Super Bowl. But usually, as soon as even if it's like, because it's so hard, and we'll touch on this later in the section when we kind of go over the differences between the sports of daily fantasy, but. Like, I'm not even interested in the whole game itself. Like, there's only some parts of the game that I'm interested in. Like last night, for example, if I didn't have anybody fighting, like, I was checking my phone, checking Twitter.
Yeah, who gives a shit?
Checking my email, doing whatever. So, it's really dependent on what I have at stake on that game, too. Is it just money, or is it like DraftKings type of gambling? Because it's a completely different type of thing.
Mm-hmm. Playing, like, okay, so I'm glad that we kind of jumped on this bandwagon too, because before I could care less about any type of sport, and I could never figure out why people cared. And then they're saying, like, oh yeah, I'm spending every week like 6 hours to pick lineups for the games coming up. I was always like, why would it even matter? But it completely changes the way you watch the game. Like, it changes who you're rooting for in your highs and lows. And like, the one thing that I've learned is, like, it's not over till it's over.
Right.
In both weeks that we played, things changed dramatically in the last 10 minutes.
Yeah. I'm not a huge MMA fan, but I know a decent amount. But I'm starting to see that that's a very profitable sport for DraftKings. It's very easy.
I was gonna say, it's easy to get in there.
Yeah.
There was a lot of close competition last night, though.
Yeah.
Well, how about this? So UFC Fight Night was last night.
Uh-huh.
It was headlined by Lewis and Brown.
Uh-huh.
And
Hendricks and Lombard.
Hendricks and Lombard were the co-main events. Nate and I actually made picks and went head to head on DraftKings. We went head to head on DraftKings. So we recorded a segment last night after we did our picks, discussing who we picked and for what reasons, and we went over the card. Why don't we cut back to that, and then after we listen to that, we'll come back in and discuss the results of the night.
Sounds good.
All right.
All right. Hello?
Hey, buddy, what's going on?
Hey, what's going on?
Not much. You having a good weekend so far?
So far, yeah. Waiting for tonight's UFC fight.
Yeah, me too. So I just finished my picks. We're doing UFC Fight Night 105.
Yeah,
there was a Bellator, I think, pay-per-view, or do they do pay-per-views? I don't know. There was a Bellator fight last night that were skipped. We're going for UFC 105.
Yeah, Fight Night UFC or UFC Fight Night 105.
Yeah. So it's right now it's Sunday, February 19th.
So we're doing 8 entries into the quarter arcade. So
Yeah,
eight different unique entries, and actually I'm doing 8 different unique entries this week. I'm not doing any double ups.
So, you know what we should also do? We should take our best lineup and go head to head. You want to do that?
That's what I did. That's what I sent you a head to head.
Yeah.
But I mean,
It got stolen.
I'll do another one. How much time do we have? We have 46 minutes.
So how it works is we have 11 fights that we're picking. There's 2 fighters in each fight. Whenever a knockout happens, whatever round that happens in, there's bonus points for that. If they make it all 5 rounds or all 3 rounds, depending on what fight it is, the winner gets awarded 30 points for the decision. Throughout the fight, takedowns are worth a certain amount, punches are worth a certain amount, and I think grapples are worth a certain amount. So that's how the point system works all together.
Right.
But like a knockdown in the first round is worth a bonus 90 points. So if we're looking at a first round knockout, that's pretty much going to be where we want to score. And from my opinion, the top 2 fights have a chance for that. But we'll get there. So yeah, let's get into it. Do you got anything on the first fight? That's Meerschaert and James.
Yeah. So I don't really have too many notes on this one. I'm definitely going Gerald on this one.
You have to say the last thing because I'm not familiar. Well, maybe I can. I got
not James.
Yeah, no, I didn't see anything about him either. So I was not in on him.
Yeah, he's probably the lock of my lineups. So if he goes down, it's gonna be not a good day for me.
Wait, the prelim fight that you have him in 100% of your lineups?
Yep.
Oh, that's ballsy. He's projected at like 111 points.
Yeah, I don't base it off player projection points like that though.
No. Okay. No, I saw that. I can't. Do you know what he was priced at?
9,000.
Okay, so that's mid. That's pretty high, but it's not the highest they have. That's pretty much where I fit on the lineups that I have. That fight, I have him. I do not have James in a single one.
Now the next fight, Marshman and Santos. I've got Santos. He's a better fighter. All of his submission losses have been after he's been rocked pretty hard, so he has a pretty bad chin. That's the one thing that I don't like about him. But I mean, if he doesn't, get rocked really hard, he's got a really good shot to win because on paper he's a better fighter.
See, from what I read, Santos was coming off of a hamstring injury, and that's why he lost his last fight. He's been out for 2 months. This is his first fight back. So I was actually leaning on Marshman on this one. I think he's going to be able to pull it out easy. I think that Santos isn't ready to come back, or if he is, I guess if he is, he's looking to make pound his way back in there, right? I think I just like the name Marshman. That was my decision there.
What do you got? What do you got as the next fight?
Marshman and Santos, Zabai and Vieira. Right?
Yeah. So
I don't have anything on this one. I know that this is another debut fight for Zabai. His brother is either an announcer or a fighter.
Yeah, Faraz. Or Faraz.
Yeah.
Faraz. Sorry.
So
the thing about
I skipped this one completely.
He's got a lot of hype. Big hype for him. A lot of name recognition because of his brother. He's not a bad fighter, but that still remains to be unseen. So I'm picking him as just to pick him, but I don't have him too heavy in my lineups this week.
No, in the next 2 I don't have much on either.
Marcos and Esperanza.
Yeah, I didn't pick either one of them.
So Esperanza, the last fight that she was in, she looked pretty bad. She did end up winning it. It just looked, it was awful. This one is in Canada, so the judges are Canadian judges, and they tend to be the most biased from what I've been reading. So this one could come down to a decision. But overall, Carla, I believe on paper, is a better wrestler, so she has a better shot to pull it off.
So do you think that I just lost my thing? Do you think that because Esperanza's down, that Marcos is able to score more points in the round? Like, is that where you're going on? That the one fighter's bad, so you're going to clean up on the other one?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, that's it.
Now the next fight, the I don't even know how to say his name. I apologize. So Ponzinibbio, and then
we're terrible.
Talib. So Talib is a more technical fighter. Very, 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 very slow-paced fighter. Doesn't like a lot of action. He kind of likes to sit back and do the pot shots. If he can get a
KO, that's going to slow down your points.
Right. So if he can get a KO in the first round, that's your real only shot for him winning. Now Santiago, he's going to definitely have more volume. He's going to be super, super aggressive, and I don't think that Talib can handle it. So my pick is Ponzinibbio.
Yeah, me too. I have him in two of mine.
Now the next fight,
so now we're on to
Ricci,
the main
and
event
then
round.
Paul Felder, and then Alessandro Ricci.
Okay.
So I know that you're a fan of Ricci, but
yeah, I took Ricci, but I think I fell there in one. From looking on Reddit, the consensus there, I think everyone was 50-50. Even on the articles that I was reading, they're matched up pretty evenly. Everyone was either all in on one or the other, but there wasn't a consensus overall of who was gonna go in. Like, whenever someone made their pick, they were sure about their pick, but it seemed like the picks were 50-50.
Yeah, this one and not the next fight we're going to talk about, the McMahon fight, but the next one. So these two are my toss-up fights. Felder, I'm not really that high on him. He's a big hype train guy. He's not that good. He also lost a bunch of fights recently, and the ones that he ended up winning, he's looked bad doing. He's not that powerful. He's a decent striker. He's pretty durable, and he should be the better fighter in this stylistic matchup against Ricci. But I don't think that he's going to be I think that he's the better pick over Ricci. But again, that one could be a coin toss. So this one's not one that I'm going to put actual money on.
No, I have him pretty low on all my picks. I didn't rely on that one either. I think I probably went the hardest on the one. Yeah, like 3 out of the next 5.
So Mazzani, I want to say, is that right? Mazzani, and then Sarah McMahon.
Yeah, I went with McMahon.
Yeah, I went with McMahon. She's just a better wrestler. It's not even close.
I think the consensus here is this is like a stepping stone match for her. She's just gonna come in, do her job, and
I didn't lock button her though. I do have Mazzini in a few because she was the lowest priced fighter on the card. So I do like to take chances on a few of those. And then the reason that
and on the opposite side, McMahon was one of the more expensive fighters.
She was expensive, and she tends to be a little inconsistent. You do see a little bit of quit in her from time to time, especially in the Miesha Tate fight. She was dominating the entire fight, then she fell apart and ended up losing. So this is not one that I'm willing to bet actual money on either. I'm kind of wanting to stay away from this one.
So we got, I don't know what's going on with my computer. It keeps freezing. So we got.
So Elias and then Cesar. Cesar's a technical fighter. I believe on paper he's a better fighter in every aspect. He's a better wrestler. The downfall with him is he's got a very bad chin. What he's been doing to work on that though is just his style of fight. He's currently on a 3-win streak, and he's a different fighter now. So I'm gonna take that over Elias. Even though he's a really high-paced fighter, he's got great cardio. The volume's gonna be there. He's gonna be aggressive, and this one's gonna be another toss-up fight too.
Elias is the fan favorite based on the fact that he's a hair model. He does shampoo commercials.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so people have been behind him because of that. he's also Canadian, so maybe he has a home field advantage going on.
And that's what I have here written down in my notes, is that it's in Canada. This one might come down to a judge's decision. So be on a close
And you
lookout
said
for
they're the most biased.
yeah. So be on a lookout for a controversial decision at the end of this one.
They're both on a 3-win streak. They're on a 3-win streak.
These are the two fighters that I stacked the most.
Yeah,
of.
this might be a good one because this one might go to decision.
Now, the next matchup, it's funny because I have a lot of notes on Cecilia, but they're bad notes. So I'm picking Tucker over Cecilia, and this is the reason why. Sam is a complete fade for me. He's a striker and a brawler as a fighter, and with those two categories, he's not even good. His defense is bad. He's got a bad chin. He's bad cardio. He has a wrestling background, but he doesn't use it. But when he does use it, it doesn't even look good anyways. So he's an early knockout or bust. So he needs to get a knockout in the first round, and if he doesn't, it's over.
Tucker, this is another thing I was talking about with the home field advantage. He's a Canadian boy, and this is his pretty much debut fight on TV. So he's looking to make a name for himself. So yeah, he's going to come out. He's going to come out hard. He's going to put everything out there. I think he's a lock. If you're going to pick sides in this match, you're picking Tucker.
All right, so let's kind of close it out with the two final main event fights. We got Lombard and Hendricks.
These are actually pretty interesting fights.
Both of these fights are
for an off card.
Yeah, these ones are lackluster to say the least. I don't really. I tried to steer clear of both of these fights if at all possible.
See, I have the opposite. I think these are both round 1 knockouts.
No.
Both of them, yeah. So
let's start with the first. Let's start with Lombard and Hendricks.
So we got Hendricks and Lombard. Lombard is explosive. In the first 3 minutes, he's looking to knock out Hendricks. Hendricks is on not only a losing streak, but he's on a career low. He's looking to make this his comeback fight, and if he doesn't, he's out of the game. And I just if you look at them next to each other, Lombard looks like a killer, and he's coming to win.
Yeah, I could see that one being a first round knockout, but Hendricks,
there's no reason to pick Hendricks, because if Lombard does not take it in the first 3 minutes, he's going to be gassed and he's going to be out, and it's going to be a very slow fight. They're going to be on the ground for most of it, and even if it does come to decision, there's not going to be a lot of points scored throughout.
Yeah.
Does that sound crazy?
No, I'm all in on Lombard.
Yeah. The story behind this fight is nice though, because they're both ex-champions. I think welterweight. Hendricks has been having some weight issues. He fought Pierre St. George for the welterweight championship, lost in a split decision. After that, he went on to win, the championship, but he was having some issues with weight. He was never able to make weight. It got so bad to the point that he had to go to the hospital for kidney failure, trying to stay at 170. He's on a 3-loss streak, and he has now decided that he claims the reason that he lost his last couple matches because they weren't focusing on technique. They were only focusing on diet, and he was coming in weak. Because he wasn't at the weight he should be. So he moved up a weight class. So now he's 180 or 185. I think he came in at 185 and a half for the weigh-in. So he moved up a weight class, and he's got it all on the line now. If he doesn't win this bout, he's out.
I don't buy into narratives like that.
No. I don't know. This is like a storybook match, but the problem is I'm not behind him. I don't think he can do it. I think this Lombard guy is too fierce looking. I would be scared to step into the ring with him. I guess, is it the Octagon?
I wonder what we can. If I'm gonna look and I'm gonna play some bets. I'm on Bovada right now. I'm gonna place a few bets on actual fights. See what we can.
Yeah. It just. I want to root for Hendricks. he's got like the Cinderella storybook going on, but I just cannot get behind him. I'm not strong on him throughout. He's also the Reddit favorite. Big Rig. They say that he's finally gotten over the fact that he likes to eat in too many steaks, and he got away from that just by moving up a weight class. And they all love him, but I just can't put my money on him.
For Lombard?
I can't put my money on Hendricks.
And that's who the fan favorite
I have to go with Lombard. That's Reddit's favorite. I think that's Reddit's favorite out of the whole group.
Really?
He has a fan following. Yeah. He's an interesting looking dude. Like, he comes in with this big beard and glasses, and he's really quiet looking. I think he has from the videos I watched, I think it's the technique that gets him over. He outsmarts his opponent in order to win.
So McMahon looks like the lock of the card.
Yeah, if she loses, I think that's going to put a lot of people out.
That's an interesting bet, though. Bet $100 on her to lose, win 400.
But here's what I heard about her. I heard that it's going. That's the thing that I should have done more research on is the real point system. Because what I had read there is it's going to be a lot of wrestling, but a lot of slow paced and on the ground. So yeah, even if McMahon's a lot to win, is she going to be up there in points over one of the more explosive matches like the Felder and Ricci or Hendricks Lombard?
Are you gonna watch the fight tonight?
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna try. It's Sunday, so we got The Walking Dead. But these things, the fights start in a half hour, so I'm definitely gonna be checking updates. And I don't know if I can get them on cable, but from what I read, you can watch them online.
Yeah, you can. I don't condone.
No. I think they're free fights. I don't think that you have to steal them or anything.
Well, I'm going to steal them, but I don't condone that. I don't condone that, and I'm not going to advertise those programs. So there are ways to get them.
Is it stealing if they're giving them away free on cable or whatever, and you own that cable platform, but you're just choosing to watch them on your computer? Does that really count as stealing?
I'm not sure, but I'm gonna put $165 on Santos for the win.
Santos?
Yeah.
Oh my God! I'm telling you, he's got a bum hamstring here. I think I only read that one place, but that's clouded my vision of that fight the whole time. All right, we got the main event. You want to hear about the main event?
Oh yeah. We're
Lewis and Brown. So
Lewis,
like I said before, is called Black Beast.
He's on a
big,
5-win
scary
streak.
Motherfucker.
5-win streak. Let's talk about the reason why I don't like Brown first.
Brown, on the other hand, is the second tallest fighter in the UFC. He's Ronda Rousey's boyfriend.
Two fight losing streak. He's trained at Edmund's gym, and Edmund's
that's what I read. His training's garbage. And
Edmund is the trainer of Ronda Rousey. So despite Ronda Rousey's
early
undefeated first part of her career, we all know what happened to Ronda Rousey. So the trainer.
Well, she just got, right? They just had her number. They knew what she was gonna do, and she got taken out.
Well, the thing with Ronda Rousey is she gets hit once and she's done. She crumbles. Yeah. So his movement, he would just move just to move. But now he doesn't even do that. He just sits there and he gets hit in the face. So, this could possibly. He claims that he's in a new camp. Possibly a new coming, but I wouldn't hold your breath on that. So that being said, there are a few things about Lewis that I don't like. He's not really good at takedowns. He's got a pretty bad chin. He doesn't have any real notable wins except for the controversial win over Roy Nelson. He's pretty robotic and stiff, but he does move kind of well for his size. He's an okay wrestler, but his defense at wrestling is bad. So I'm going to go with the hot hand. He's on a 5-fight win streak, and I'm just going to ride that train.
Yeah, everything I've read about Brown is that he has potential out the waz, but he has bad training, he has bad habits, and that Lewis is just going to come in and run him over. Out of all my picks, 3 of them, I have Lewis. I faded Lewis in 1 to pick Brown, and then I faded them both in my 5th. But I'm backing Lewis the whole way. I think it's a round 1 knockout, and if it's not a knockout in round 1, I don't know what's going to happen.
You know what? I'm just going to put 120 on Lewis.
Yeah.
Place the bet. It's already placed. Just placed it.
It's placed.
Yeah.
I got some news for you. On one of the MMA like staff sites, like where they make their predictions, Lewis was a unanimous lock for them. Yeah.
Maybe I should bet it again.
That's pretty good. But like, what if there's something you don't know? What if it's a big upset? Like, if everyone's picking someone, that's when things get overlooked.
Well, I know that today that fight opened up, but they were both at -10. It was an even bet, and now Lewis is at -120. So the line moved a bit in his favor, which means Vegas knows what they're doing. Which means I'm okay with that line movement. I'm willing to do that. You know what? I might even place another bet.
The second one.
Yeah.
You know what? Like, we got 20 minutes until the start of the fight, and I'm actually excited.
Yeah, you
especially
know what?
for a card that people are down on. I think everything sounds pretty good. It's a lot of the times I'll turn on UFC and it's just people hugging to death, and it's not that entertaining. But not a single one of these fights were ones that anybody said that was a possibility. It looks like we're up for some good matchups.
240 to win 200. Hope he wins tonight.
He better. Otherwise,
I mean, I don't even have a job, and I'm gambling over here. So
I know, that's crazy. Do you want to read off your final lineup for our head-to-head?
Yeah. So go ahead with your lineup.
So for our head-to-head, here's my lineup.
Yep.
I got Lewis. Lombard. McMahon. Reese. And both Cilia and Tucker. I stacked that fight.
Okay, so I've got Caesar.
Okay.
I've got Derek Lewis. Gina Mazzini.
Ooh, okay.
Mearshart.
Okay.
Posanibio.
We got no. The only one we got is Lewis.
And Santos.
There's a lot of variance going on here.
Yeah. I kind of went with the stars and scrubs, so I'm hoping that pays off. I hope Gina Mazzini pulls the upset off against McMahon, and it'll be upset city, and I'll win all the monies. All right, so we'll tweet out our picks, and we'll get you all that info, so that way you can stay posted if you want to, and we will be back later on and discuss the results. You want to close it out?
All right, no, sounds good. I'll see you guys on the other side.
Sounds good.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Oh, the right hand sends Brown down again and possibly out. Yamasaki looking, and that's it. The Black Beast roars again.
This is actually where he's more comfortable. He's a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, very good on the ground. Armbar attempted for Mearshart.
And he got to tap that quick. Just like that, Mearshart reeled him in and put him away. His 19th win by submission.
Marshman trying to find his distance. You can see him shuffling his feet, looking for the perfect launch point.
Oh, a spinning heel kick, and it connects. Marshman in trouble, and they're going to stop it. Holy smokes. Thiago Marreta Santos.
So after what we watched last night, how do you feel re-listening to that call?
Pretty good.
I'm a bit embarrassed.
You are? Why? About your choices or about the call quality?
Because not because of the things that I said were incorrect or that off base. It's just my main downfall for the night is I went in hard against Santos in He cleaned up.
Roundhouse kick to the face.
It was ridiculous. I faded him completely, and he ends up getting a knockout in the second round. Like, I would have been better off just not picking that game.
Oh,
Did you just lose $100?
155.
Oh, why would you bet on hockey? Was that like a buzzer beater?
Yeah.
That's dirty. That's dirty.
How much time is left? 4 seconds.
So, who's playing right now?
The Blues and the Panthers.
So Nate just put $150 to win $100 on the Blues and the Panthers, and the Panthers just scored a goal with 4 seconds left in the period, and they just skate around. So wait, hold on. So you put $200 on Lewis last night, is that correct?
Yeah.
And what'd you win?
200.
And now you're down 150.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm up 50.
So that's fun. You had some extra cash, and
Let's see. How do I make it up?
you don't bet again.
Well, yeah, you got to bet again to make it up.
No, this is how people end up on the street.
It's not true. Who do we got playing? Who's live right now? Texas and West Virginia, Iowa State and Texas Tech.
That was rough. You could hear it. You could. I think you could feel your defeat as that goal was scored.
4 seconds left.
I don't know why you did that.
Because it was a lot.
Okay, so I posted a video on Twitter about 10 minutes ago, and in it Nate was checking picks, and he decided to put $100 on the Blues game that was currently going, and he said, "Oh, it's a lock. There's no way. Why wouldn't you put it in? It's easy money, right? Easy money. Now it's all gone. Are you feeling better yet?
Yes.
All right. Are you ready to discuss? Go back to the UFC.
Yeah.
All right. So as you just heard on our call, Fight Night 105 was last night. We went over the card, discussed our picks a bit, and now we're going to get into the results.
Yep.
So I don't think if I play MMA again, I don't think I'll be stacking, which is actually what I did in our head-to-head, and I scored 5 points on the loser and 62 on the winner. And I think if I would have gotten at least 30 points from that 5, I would have been over you. Well, closer. So we went head to head. The results for the night was Nate had 391 points. I had 318. So that brings Nate as a winner for the night.
For the week.
On the board.
Yeah, and
You can put it on the board. Yes.
yeah, so 2-1. Suck it, Jay.
Is it 2-1 or is it 3-1?
2-1.
Okay.
Wait. What was your other one that you would won?
I don't remember. I won week 1.
Yep.
I won the Super Bowl.
Yep.
So I guess that's it. Because we'll check in with the Bachelor a little bit later on, but I don't think that's up till next week. All right. So back to the card. My first question was, after re-listening to us, is there anything you're embarrassed about?
Nothing really, no. My picks were pretty
right on.
Pretty right. There was a few that were wrong, but
I just know I went in pretty hard against Santos. I had read early on in my research that he had a hamstring injury, and he never tore it, so he took some time off, but he never actually went down. So I thought that was going to take him down in the fight, and it did not at all. And in fact, he won the fight with a wicked roundhouse kick.
yeah, right to the temple.
Yeah, it was brutal.
It was loud. It was like pop.
Yeah, so right there, that's what took me down. I picked against him just about in most of my pools. And
Have you ever been in a fight?
have I ever been in a fight?
Yeah.
Not since high school.
Have you ever got punched in the face? I don't see you as a threatening guy.
I have a chipped molar because I got punched in the face.
From who?
In college, at a bar.
Somebody was mad at you?
I don't even remember what was going on, but yeah, it was one of those things where it was a group of people against a group of people, and I got sucker punched. And this molar in the back here is not only chipped, but they filled it at one point where they just put hot glue over it or something because it was smooth. But recently it fell off, and my dentist saw it and he was like, "Oh no, it's fine." But you can feel the tooth is cut in half.
Right.
And it's my furthest back one.
Interesting. But you're a gangster.
Yeah.
Catch me outside. How about that?
I think I could handle myself.
Yeah.
Oh,
See?
That's what Jay-Z would do.
Did you see my Twitter nickname?
No, what was it?
I put it's probably doesn't make any sense, but I put a Jay-Z because I'm Jay-Z, but I'm just a Jay-Z.
Oh,
I'm not
I get
the
it.
Jay-Z.
I got it.
All right. So who do you got on your lineup?
I went with Caesar.
And who is he against?
Uh,
You don't know.
I don't remember. Vieira.
Well, no, wait. Which one did you put up against me?
This one, Caesar Vieira.
So yeah, so he was against. You got 26 points on that. So he was up. Teridu,
Oh,
the hair model.
Elias. Yeah.
The hair model. That match was very boring.
Yeah, it
And
was not
so
good.
They both kind of looked like garbage. And that's from someone who doesn't watch MMA. It just overall the whole night was solid. I think all the fights were very entertaining. There was a lot going on in most of them. Early on, there was a bunch of knockouts.
Yeah,
first win victories. It's definitely set the tone for the night.
Yeah, I had Gerald Mearshant 80% of my lineups, and
The first fight.
He had a first round submission.
Yeah, so we got off that call about 30 minutes before it started, and I started making dinner with my wife, and Nate texts me. He's like, "Oh, Mershoff already got me 90 points."
Yep.
It's like, "Oh, Jesus, I haven't even had time to do anything yet."
Yep.
Okay.
So then I went with Derek Lewis.
Well, Lewis for the headline.
Yeah, for the final or for the main event.
Let's see now. This is the cherry because this was Lewis against Brown. Both heavyweights. They both looked pretty good. And we had Lewis in about 60% of our lineups. We both had him on our head-to-head. But towards the end of the night on my quarter arcade picks, I needed him to come through in order to win money.
Right.
And so he gets out there in the first round, and he's sloppy. He's trying to play Santos, and he's throwing roundhouse kicks, about to fall over.
And then he, what was that? What was up with the high
Right?
kick?
It
Even the announcer made fun of him. He
Look-
was like, "You said that his favorite move was the high kick."
Like, he did this weird spinning. I don't know what he was trying to do because he's definitely not the guy for it. And then he got kicked in the stomach, and he almost went down there.
Yeah,
and
that was scary.
At that point, I was panicking.
Yeah, I had 240 on him.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess that doesn't matter anymore.
No.
But he ended up coming through in brutal fashion in the second round. I think Brown dropped his guard, and he's got his world rocked. He couldn't recover from it. Lewis got on top of him and just pounded his face into sand.
Pounded into the sand.
So Lewis came in hot and heavy, and he won the night for us. Going a step down, we had Lombard versus Hendricks. Storyline wise, in personality, I liked Hendricks. I wanted him to win. I was rooting for him. I did not see it for the life of me. I thought Lombard was going to take him no problem.
And he didn't.
Yeah, he came out and he did absolutely nothing for the whole fight. He did not look good at all.
No, it wasn't very good.
Like seeing pictures of him, he looks like a killer, and he had barely any offense the whole
Are
time.
you talking about Lombard?
Yeah.
Yeah, he looks pretty big and scary. And
Just looking at him, he does.
Hendricks looks like a dad.
Yeah, he looks like
Dad
like
bod.
me. He looks
Yeah.
like an accountant with a beard. He's kind of
Oh
balding.
yeah, during day I crunch numbers, but at night I beat faces.
But no, he was. So what he did was he moved up the weight class, and he was talking like, "I have so much more energy now. I'm more comfortable. I can move. I can fight. I'm ready to do this." And he pulled out a decision win, but he did pull it out. So
What was your favorite fight of the night that you got to see?
I think it was the headline fight. Like, I know that. Well, no. I forgot. Tucker, the rookie from Canada. He was wearing red trunks.
Yeah, but who did he
had the
fight?
slick back hair. He fought like this thin dude with a big beard, tattoos down his arms. That's probably half the UFC fighters, but
Yeah, you've literally described
So-
every UFC fighter.
so Tucker was wearing red baggy trunks,
Yep.
and the guy that he was fighting had like
Oh, the
tight spandexy
he,
trunks.
he fought Ponzinibbio, right?
No, because Ponzinibbio was against Talib and he won.
Oh yeah.
Tucker was against Cilia.
Oh yeah, Sam Cecilia.
Yeah, and so my impression from Tucker here, he was like the hot. What's this guy gonna come out and do? He's very quick, very effective. He got in a lot of nice looking shots, but they didn't look like they had any power to them. He didn't look like he was doing any damage. And we'll see how that goes moving forward. But for me, I think he's going to be a fighter that wins on decisions or takedowns more than knockouts. He doesn't seem to have the power to really get in there.
Yeah, I full faded Sam Cecilia.
Yeah, that's so against you, I stacked that fight. So I got 62 for Tucker and 5 for Cilia, and I mean, just right there, that's why I don't want to. I don't think you should stack because it just doesn't seem very smart. In the women's fight, there was an upset. You got that one up?
Mm-hmm. Marcos and Carlo Esperanza. I want to say.
Yeah, I didn't have the TV on at that point, so I don't know how that one went.
She lost by decision. What else you got? One on the card.
I also faded Felder, who I think scored the most points of the night.
Yep, he had a round 1 knockout. He fought Ricci, right?
Yeah, I got 10 points on that one against you.
Yep.
So that was my downfall. I had Ricci and Sam Cecilia, and if I would have made some better picks there, I might have been able to run up against you. But
fail.
Yeah, I took the wrong side of those. Well, no. I took the wrong side of one of those fights, and I stacked the other one. I think that's the majority of the card, or at least all the fights that mattered to us.
Yeah.
Standout fights was the Santos knockout.
Roundhouse kick to the face.
Catch me outside. How about that?
Follow that up with the Tucker showing.
The Tucker showing. Oh yeah.
The Lombard and Henderson. Lombard and Hendricks had a long, interesting match, but only for watching, like, what's this Hendricks guy gonna do, for his comeback.
Right.
And then Lewis and Brown was a nail biter because I needed him for points, and I thought he was on the wrong side of the mat. Well, he was always on offense, but he was an inch from being knocked out the whole time.
That's 6 wins in a row now, I believe.
He has the most fights and streak of wins currently going on
in heavyweight division.
Yeah, in heavyweight division. He looks good, but he doesn't look good enough to fight at the professional level. Professional as in like title contention level. I don't. After watching,
would you want to fight him?
Well, no, obviously not. Swing and bang, no way. I don't think, like, watching him last night, I don't think he has what it takes to fight for the title.
Right.
He looked kind of slow. A body shot looks like it'll take him down. He just looks like he has a lot of weight behind those fists, and he knows how to throw them. And if he gets lucky with a hit, he's gonna take you down.
He just looks like a mean man.
Yeah. And then afterward, he got on the mic talking
trash.
Yeah. And said that's what you get for putting hands on women.
Shots fired.
But no, that was the thing. That's what he was talking before the fights even started. And that's why I was scared he was going to lose, because he was running his mouth and then he was going to look like a fool. So as we said, next week we're going to be looking at a Daytona 500. We'll actually try to tweet out our picks at some point before we're locked. If you want to look us up on DraftKings, I am Jay __ at the station, and Nate, your DraftKings account is
at Nathan Boris.
So try to find us on there if you wanna challenge us in a head to head or something. Make it for $1 or $2, and we'll. I'll challenge somebody. I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
You can go up against my pulled out of nothing garbage lineup and lose money. So
yeah, no worries.
All right, so why don't we transition into our board bet from last week? The Bachelor is almost wrapping up.
Yeah, so let's kind of tune in. I know it's on right now. I think we can get a feed of it.
Yeah,
real quick.
we're just about at the last 10 minutes or so. So yeah, why don't we switch over to that? I couldn't think of
guy's hair.
A romantic setting, New York, please.
There's just people shitting all over the...
The rats won't even eat the food on the ground. It's so disgusting.
This is an interesting concept for a podcast, that we can do this.
Watch TV?
Well, anything, and just like Mystery Science Theater.
I think we have to deal with the rights from the television show, though.
Yeah. Well,
We could watch movies in the
let's just not mention
in
it.
the domain.
As long as we don't mention it in the description, nobody's gonna even notice it.
That might be true.
Ooh.
She looks a lot like Paige.
I was gonna say right here, Jay.
Because he's afraid I wouldn't reciprocate his feelings.
It didn't say. This one's yours.
Kareem.
We laughed, we kissed.
I like how they've gone through this whole season, but the only thing that they know about her still is that she's a business owner. Like, that's her only personality point.
I love him and I want to spend all day, every day with him.
All day, every
If I
day.
get a rose tonight, all of my feelings will be validated.
We've been on 3
Going
dates
to the
together,
ceremony,
and I love
so
him.
confident. I can't imagine Nick sending me home after this.
I can't imagine it. There's yours.
I'm just now coming to grips with all these feelings that I have for Nick, and that I'm falling in love with him. And the scary thing is he doesn't know.
Look at that forehead. You could advertise billboards on that thing. It's like a 5-head.
It would be devastating. Like I would truly be heartbroken.
She's got a cute gap in her teeth.
It's a huge forehead.
Wow.
Just like a 6-head.
I think it's
Did you see that picture I sent you of the Statue of Liberty?
kind of. I don't remember what it was.
It was like, can you believe the statue of Mona Lisa looks like Luke Bryan?
Oh, yeah.
And it was Owen Wilson. And it was the Statue of Liberty. This guy seems like a tool.
All right. So my wife just texted me. So I wasn't really paying attention, but why did WWE just play a video of clips of wrestlers talking about things Obama did when he was president? Are you aware?
Yeah, it's President's Day.
I was gonna say, how out of the loop are you guys?
I just don't want to deal with it anymore.
I mean that in the nicest way.
I'm tired of like knowing how I feel about my relationship with him, and then having to question with his relationship.
I hope that's yours.
Why can't there just be one that comes on here that's like, oh, all right, like we went on 3 dates. I would like to win, but like, if I don't, it's no sweat off my back.
They don't call it drama reality for no reason, Jay.
I don't know. Like, can't one just keep her shit together? Uh-oh.
Bombshell. To be continued. There's
Return-
not even going to be a rose ceremony.
Return guest. I know it's on the 26th.
I can't believe that they fucking cliffhanged it.
Of course. Like, that's how they draw people in every week.
I can't believe that Andy showed up either. That was like a
Who's
bombshell.
Who's Andy?
Andy was the Bachelorette, where the Bachelor was
The guy from this show.
yeah was the runner up on her season.
Oh, see, that's crazy.
Scandalous.
So what kind of run do they have of bachelors or bachelorettes that give a rose to the finalists that then they end up staying together?
I don't know. It's got to be bad.
Right? Especially if the girl from the last season's showing up on this one.
I know that MTV marriage shows like Bam's Unholy Union and all that, they are batting like they're all divorced.
I have an issue with that. Like, we should look up some celebrity couples who have been together and stayed together for long periods of time, because I hate hearing that people break up. Like, I don't like the gossip. It makes me feel bad. I just want people to be in love and happy forever.
Let's just do a quick rundown. Brad and Jennifer, they're no longer together.
Brad
and Angelina, they're no
Okay.
longer together. Who else was a big one? Ben Affleck and Jennifer Aniston, or Jennifer Lopez.
George Clooney and Stacy Keibler.
Really?
They were together forever.
Really?
And they just recently broke up.
Interesting.
Yeah, crazy, huh?
Who else was? Do you know that Turtle from Entourage actually dated Jamie Soprano, or Meadow Soprano, Jamie Lynn Siegler?
No.
And did you watch Entourage?
I did not.
On the show Entourage, they meet Jamie Lynn Sigler, and she's mezzo-soprano because it's Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
So, but Turtle ends up dating Jamie Lynn Sigler, but they were actually together in real life.
I really like Entourage.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
No, listen. I've never taken the effort to watch it on my own, but every time I've come over here and you're watching it, it is a really good show.
It is.
Was the movie any good?
No, it was not good.
It was garbage.
Yeah. Alex Trebek rapped on Jeopardy today, and it was really funny.
Let's hear it.
Started from the bottom, now we're here. Started from the bottom, now the whole team here. Buy a chopper and have a doctor on speed dial, I guess. Mad City. 6 foot, 7 foot, 8 foot bunch. Young Money Militia, and I am the commissioner. You don't want to start wheezy, because the F is for finisher. Panda, 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 panda. They mad, they ain't famous. They mad, they still nameless. But we still hood famous. Yeah, we still hood famous. I was just getting into this rap thing. I'm not too good at it, but I was getting into it. We'll come back in a moment.
I have a very embarrassing question for you.
Yeah.
I wish this part gets cut out, but it probably won't.
It will never get cut out if you're gonna lead like that.
Kendrick Lamar.
Oh my God! Don't even ask.
Rapper.
Yep.
Dated Kourtney Kardashian. No, with Khloe Kardashian.
That's Lamar Odom.
There you go.
Oh my God!
Because I was gonna say I thought the Kardashian girl dated Lamar and he was a basketball player. So, but then I was getting confused because the other day I saw that Kendrick Lamar's album was like being advertised. I was like, wait, did Khloe Kardashian's boyfriend do rap as well?
No.
Two different people.
Two different people.
That's why I get confused.
Oh
why are they
God.
both Lamar? And why is one a last name and one a first name?
I don't know. You should know. You're Jay-Z.
I have no idea.
All right. So before we sign off, you want to do a board bet for this week since we don't really have one aside from the Week 3 DraftKings tournament?
Yeah, that's true. I was going to say, like, let's each come up with 3 famous YouTube videos, commercials, or movie lines and see if the other one can guess it. Because I was going to go, Kutching! Kutching! You know who that is?
Nope.
Search it.
Nope.
So, let me repeat your order here. That'll be 1 double cheeseburger, ching. Large fries and a large soda, ching. 2 kids meals and 2 medium sodas, ching. 1 chicken sandwich, large fries, and a vanilla milkshake. Bada bing. That'll be $62.75. We're a little shy.
Remember when you could feed your whole family fast food?
Now even better. Click back.
Uh-huh. Like to at the beginning?
No. To the videos. We're gonna pick a different video. This one.
Our team report now takes a look at the treat for fans at the halftime show. It featured the teenager who gave fans their rallying cry.
News 8's Ken Wells was there to record every cha-chinging moment.
That's Seth Green, just your average 17-year-old struggling actor, better known in New Orleans as
Cha-ching. 2 kids meals.
the kid from the Rally's Cha-ching commercial. Ever since that ad started running in New Orleans this fall, Cha-ching has been the rallying cry of the Saints. This week, the fast food chain flew Seth into New Orleans, where he received the key to the city. Ching! Got dancer Chris Owens a few new moves, and then he toured the French Quarter.
Give me a good cha-ching.
Cha-ching.
Cha-ching! That's cha-ching! Cha-ching! Cha-ching!
There were some critics out today.
Look at his trench coat.
Cha-ching, I said cha-chunk.
But Seth was starting to understand that something unusual was going on here. Then came the pregame pep rally, when several hundred fans wanted to hear, you guessed it,
Chicken sandwich and a large soda, bada bing.
So they fly this 17-year-old kid in VIP, ching, and then they give him the keys to the city, bada bing, and then the best was yet to come, cha-ching.
Imagine Seth Green loose on the floor of the Dome, in front of more than 70,000 screaming, yelling, ching fans.
I gotta tweet that out. Tweet the link of that out.
But
so what's it like to be Seth Green tonight?
Just this video?
Yeah.
Spirit is amazing. Cha-ching! very happy. I'm very welcome here.
Ken Wells, WVUE. News 8.
That's too good. Cha-ching!
You know what I was thinking? We both still need to pick sides in our cereal debate. So is there anything we can do to encompass both of them?
Well, I was watching a lot of these videos of amazing games done quick.
The AGDQ?
Yeah, and I was watching a perfect run of Mario Kart. So if you want, we can do one race or one.
What, you want to do best of 3?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. So how about right now we go do a best of 3 race.
Yeah.
Whoever wins 2 out of 3 gets
to pick the side.
Gets to pick the side and gets the board bet for
week
this
3.
week. Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. So we'll play a round of Mario Kart then to decide who gets to pick which side they want to be on for the Serial Podcast, and they will also win the board bet for this week. So
You can put it on the board. Yes.
All right, how about we finish up the show?
let's close it out.
All right, let's do this. So, if you're looking to find us on Twitter, hit up @StationPod, cha-ching, or check into our website, ka-ching, at the station pod, at thestationpodcast.com. Interested in being in our serial episode, drop us a line, stationpod@gmail.com. We'll set you up. We're still looking for 2 more people to join us. And I think that'll do it for us.
Ka-ching.
Ka-ching.
Oh, that was too funny. Yeah. We're going to do next week. We're going to close out our first bandwagon event, which was daily fantasy sports with NASCAR. We touched on that a little bit. Looking forward to do the serial episode.
Yeah,
I got
we'll
a lot of
serial.
Got a lot of hot takes for that. So keep an eye on our social media accounts and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channels and take a look at our website if you haven't done that already. We're on iTunes now, on Stitcher, and on the Google Play. So be sure to check those out. So we appreciate all your guys' feedback and you know, the listens and downloads. So thank you guys so much. For Jay, I'm Nathan. Have a good night, guys.